Scott Russell, let's talk about when life throws change at us. Change is one of those things that none of us really want. We all want, but when we're in the middle of it, we don't want. And I think the thing that I've found with change is when you know change is coming, or you've made decisions to take you into change, just know that once that starts happening, a lot of emotion's going to get involved. There's going to be a lot of fear, anxiety, almost from 1 minute to the next. 10 minutes later, you'll be one thing, then the next. And what I do in those times is I realize that that's what's going on in me, and I just center myself really in God. I take a walk on the beach. I take a walk wherever, and really don't look to people as your answers. You've got the answer. You're more than capable. You're more than able. I'll believe in you. People believe in you because we know it's in there. Because once you start to just allow God to do that, so, well, I don't know about this whole God. No, let's just calm down on the whole God and just know this, that many times you've been abused by religion and the perception of God and religion are blurred. But God, the Father, let's call him the Father, he just comes and loves us. And when we walk and we talk and we just empty and what I'd do is I would walk and say, God, I've got this going on, this is happening, that's happening. And I just talk like I'm talking to my best friend, someone that would be in my life. And as I talk to them, it's an emptying, and often you'll just feel the answers come. And so it's a really important time in the emotion of change that you don't get caught up in all the drama of it. And I think one of the best things to do there is to not just tell everybody around you what's going on, because when you just run off at the mouth and tell everybody, looking for reassurances, looking for answers, looking for whatever, people, they mean the best for you, but they're not going to walk your path. They've never walked your path. They're not in your heart, and they don't know what's best. I had people around my life as I went through major changes, but a lot of them never really gave me advice. They just loved me. In fact, the people that gave advice I didn't really have a lot to do with, because I wasn't looking for advice. I knew what I had to do. I just needed people to sit with me. And those ones just came, and it was like saying, Scott, you've got value. I'm sitting with you. I think it's important. And we touch on the real estate. Someone was asking today about real estate. Is it a good investment or not? Me personally, I don't think it is at this current point in time. That the WEF has told us that we'll be happy and own nothing, and they're doing their agenda with everything. So why would they change their agenda with real estate? And they are manipulating things to get there. So I think it's a really wonderful time. In my life, it's a wonderful time of having a lot of different things there, but waiting for just that missing piece to come. And when that missing piece arrives, then you start talking and looking and saying, all right, where are we going? What are we, and discovering what that looks like. But there's not a hurry in that. So I think it's a time to just go calmly. Some of these men that I associate with globally, there's men there that are looking into some terrific opportunities of tangible goods. Whether you're going to go and get a gold mine, or you're going to go and mine silver, or your tangible goods. And when you've got those things, you've got so many more options. I think ultimately they'll come after gold and silver, but it's a lot harder to get a hold of that than it is to get a hold of Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin, they just turn the switch off and it's gone. So lots of change there, lots coming at our lives, lots just, what do I do? What don't I do? And I think this is a good time to learn. Again, I'm going to reiterate it. When there's a lot of emotion, when you've made a decision and you're walking in a direction, and then the emotion starts to hit, because there's fear in any change. When we've lived a certain way for so long and change happens, there will be fear, there will be anxiety. Don't be hard on yourself. Take the walk on the beach. Take a step back. You don't have to stop doing what you're doing, but just be calm. Calm down. Don't get caught up in the gossip, the drama, the fear. Don't do it. And then just walk what you know is right. And it might be just one step of obedience after another, obedience to what the peace is in your heart. One step, it might be a tiny step, but just take that tiny step. And then sit in that for a while and say, okay, I'm here, I made this. Now take the next step when it comes. It mightn't come for a week. 2 days, 10 days, whatever. There's no hurry. What's important is just be moving. Just take the steps that you feel comfortable with. If there's people around your life that love you and care for you, they're quite patient with you. They're quite patient because they know it's not about them. It's about them, about you. It's about you reaching what's best for your life. Then you'll be what you need to be. Then you'll be strength. Then you'll be life. Then you'll be the faith that you've always wanted to be, because it's in there. It's in there. It's just a matter of somebody taking the time to identify it, maybe even you, and saying, hey, come on, let that come out of there. You can do it. You can do it. Come on, keep going. And you know, you have to do that yourself. I got a little baby here that I'm helping my son with, and a little guy's starting to crawl. And he laid on that ground at first on his belly, and he's waving his arms around, and he's squawking, and he's carrying on, and he was just frustrated because he knew there was something he wanted to do, but he didn't know what it was. And so I said to my son, just let him, and my son said it, let's just let him figure this out a little bit. A little bit of a struggle is not a bad thing, and knowing when to step in. When it crosses to frustration, we would step in so he wouldn't become frustrated. Now he's crawling. The next thing, as you parents have all seen, the standings on the way. And that's us. That's us with life. Sometimes you've got some decisions that you know you need to do. You're heading in a direction you know you need to go in. And people are just like parents, lovingly sitting, looking and saying, come on, we know you've got it in there. I know you can do it. I know you can do it. And when you make that little change from afar, they're just going, oh, I'm so proud of you. Come on. And this is the real you coming up. And before you know it, they're crawling. And once you start crawling, you're like, hey, you don't even remember the struggle. I like how the Bible says that the pain of childbirth is forgotten when you've got that baby in your arms. There's a baby waiting for you. And that struggle that'll get you there is what makes the whole thing worthwhile. Walk that journey. Be at peace. Take your time. Get out on the beach. Take your walks on the beach. Take the dog, whatever you've got, down the beach. Walk along the beach with that dog, because I tell you what, I love dogs because they don't know how to hide their emotions. Dogs are just an open book. If they're scared, they show it. If they're angry, they show it. They're not like humans that can hide it. They're kind of like kids, really, aren't they? They just hang it out there. So sometimes it's good to be around dogs that when you're going through some things, to remind you that be open with yourself. Be open with those that you know are a safe place for you, who are waiting with outstretched arms, saying, come on, I know you can do it. I know you can do it, and you'll know the right time. Walk in what's right for your life. Step by step by step, and there's no such thing as a tiny step. It might feel like a tiny step. Take that tiny step, and then you'll look back and go, oh, wow, the sky didn't fall in. Everything worked out all right with that. I'll take another one. And you'll take another step. Now, maybe you'll get attacked. You'll get misunderstood. You'll get hammered. But you know what? As long as you know your heart's right, as long as you know that what you're doing, you've talked to God about it, you feel the peace, and you're following the peace, you're always going to be misunderstood, because people are used to manipulating us. People are used to telling us what to do, intimidating us, controlling us with intimidation, instead of looking at the best in us and saying, come on, better than best. It's like a lily, a beautiful lily flower that just opens up, and lilies represent new life. And I think, be that lily. Let life just come out of you, new life, as you open up and walk into what God has waiting for your life, waiting for you there with outstretched arms, waiting to say, so proud of you. I know you could do it. So the word for today, keep going. When things go crazy, step back, take a walk on the beach. There's no hurry. There's no hurry, because what's important here is you. What's important here is your well-being. God bless you, and we're all in this together. God be with you.